Today, we're testing 3 different ways to root bougainvillea cuttings. Some cuttings will go in soil, some in water, and a few will be wrapped in a moist paper towel inside a Ziploc bag. I'll also lightly scrape some stems and use rooting hormone on them. Let's see which method works best and which cutting grow roots first. I have here some cuttings from my bougainvillea plant that I bought last summer. I'm going to do some propagating from this cutting and to multiply my bougainvillea. To prepare the cuttings before planting, I'm cutting off the thorn, especially the one that will be buried in the soil. When rooting cuttings, the bottom part that will go in the soil needs to stay clean and focused on producing roots. Anything extra, like thorn under the soil, can increase the chance of rot. And bougainvillea cuttings can rot fast if conditions are too wet. Removing all the thorns are not necessary, just the ones that will sit below the soil and the ones that is near the base. The ones above can be left alone, but I like to remove all of them, including the ones above the soil, for safety reasons. When choosing cuttings to propagate, the best part are the semi-hardwood stems. They are firm but slightly flexible, usually from this season's growth that has matured a bit. They are the most reliable to root. Not the bright green and soft like the tips. They dry out easily and rot quickly. When taking a cutting, cut just below the node. That's where the leaves are attached. Roots usually grow from this area because it has active cells and tiny growth points ready to develop. The node already has more natural hormones and is ready to grow, so it can form new roots more easily. I'm removing most of the leaves, especially the bottom ones, and leaving just 1 or 2 leaves at the top. The leaves in the soil can rot and make the cutting fail, and too many leaves use water and energy, which can dry out the stem. The cutting should focus its energy on growing roots instead of supporting the leaves. Leaving 1 or 2 leaves on the cutting helps it make energy through photosynthesis. This keeps the cutting alive and healthy until it develops its own root system. Without leaves, the cutting has no way to produce energy and may die before roots form. Keeping just a few leaves balances survival and water loss, enough to feed the cutting, but not so many that it wastes energy or dries out. Big leaves should be cut in half when propagating to reduce water loss. Cutting them smaller helps keep the plant hydrated while still allowing it to produce energy through photosynthesis. If you see, I'm cutting the part of the stem that goes in the soil at an angle. Cutting it this way makes it easier to dip into rooting hormone and helps identify the bottom of the stem. There isn't much difference between straight and diagonal cuts. The most important thing is to cut just below the leaf node. I'm gently scraping the outer layer of the stem to expose the green inner layer called the cambium. This can help the cutting form callus tissue, which is where new roots usually start. I'm only scraping it very lightly because if I scrape too deep, I could damage the stem and the cutting might rot. I'm just scraping about half an inch to 1 inch from the bottom of the stem so it can absorb the rooting hormone better, which may help speed up root development. This step is optional, but sometimes it can help the cutting root a little better. Bougainvillea needs soil that drains well and feels light and loose. It doesn't like heavy clay or wet soil that stays soggy for a long time. If roots sit in water, they can rot fast. Adding perlite or quartz sand helps the water drain better. I usually use perlite because it's lightweight, it keeps the soil airy, and it doesn't get compact over time. Coarse sand works too, but it's heavier. Just make sure to use coarse construction sand, not fine clay sand, because fine sand can make the soil hard and packed. I've been saving empty plastic water bottles to use as pots for my seedlings lately. I cut them in half and cut a few holes at the bottom for drainage. It saves a little bit of money. When filling the pots with the soil, sometimes big air pockets can form. These pockets or gaps in the soil can prevent the stem from having good contact with the soil. When the stem doesn't touch the soil well, it may have a hard time growing roots. To remove the air pockets, just gently press the soil or tap the bottom of the pot, like this. The pots are already prepared, and I'm just making holes in the soil. With these holes, I can easily insert the cuttings without touching the soil and scraping off the rooting hormones from the stems. I usually use rooting hormone when propagating, but it's optional. When using rooting hormone, I usually separate a small amount into a different container to dip the stems. This helps prevent contaminating the entire container of rooting hormone. If you're wondering what rooting hormone I use, I always use the ProMix rooting hormone. Rooting hormone helps cuttings grow roots faster and increases their chances of survival. It doesn't always guarantee success, but it definitely gives the cuttings a much better chances of growing into healthy plants. The cuttings are sitting in water, so the bottom ends of the cuttings are already wet, which helps the rooting hormone stick to the stem better. I want to cover all the scraped parts of the stem with rooting hormone before inserting the cutting into the hole in the soil. Oops, the leaf fell off. If you're going to propagate your own bougainvillea, using the stem scraping method with rooting hormone, make sure the scrape part is fully covered with the hormone. This helps the cutting grow roots faster and gives it a better chance to develop strong, healthy roots. Actually, the correct term for stem scraping is wounding or wounding the stem. I just call it stem scraping because I literally scrape the stem. Gently press the soil around the cutting to secure it and close the gap between the soil and the stem. I'm getting ready to water the newly planted bougainvillea cuttings. I place the potted cuttings in small clear trays to minimize water spilling into the red tray and to prevent more mess. I only planted 4 cuttings in the soil. Half of the remaining cuttings will be wrapped in a moist paper towel and placed in a sealed Ziploc bag to root, while the other half will be placed in a cup of water. I'm going to cover the potted cuttings with plastic bags and secure them with an elastic band. This makes a mini greenhouse that keeps the humidity high. High humidity helps them stay hydrated and lets them focus on growing roots instead of just trying to survive. I can also use a Ziploc bag as a mini greenhouse. I can simply seal it without using an elastic band. I'm choosing a few stems to root using paper towels. I'm not going to scrape them or use rooting hormone. I just want to see how long it takes for them to root or if they'll rot before that happens. I'll wrap the bottom half of each stem with a dry paper towel. It's okay if the stems are wrapped tight or loosely. Then I'll use this watering can to wet the paper towel since it's what I have nearby. I'll squeeze out the excess water. The paper towel should be damp, not dripping wet. Next, I'll place the wrap cutting in a Ziploc bag and seal it. But I'm not going to seal it just yet because I have 2 more cuttings to do. Sealing the bag creates mini greenhouse. It keeps the moisture in and the air humid so the cuttings don't dry out. If the bag is left open, the paper towel will dry out quickly. If the excess water isn't squeezed out, too much moisture and no airflow inside the sealed bag can cause mold and stem rot. I place the cuttings under the grow lights, keeping the lights about 18 inches above them so the cuttings don't overheat. The plastic keeps humidity high to help the roots grow. Grow lights act like indirect light, which is perfect. Direct sun is a no-go. It can get too hot and the leaves can wilt, burn, or rot. Bright indirect light keeps them safe while they focus on growing roots. I have a clear cup here, filled about 1/3 with water for the 4 bougainvillea cuttings. They'll stay here in this cup of water until they start to grow roots. I'm not exactly sure how long that will take, but for now, they'll just sit here on my kitchen island until they're rooted and ready to be planted. And that's it for today. Now it's just a waiting game which cutting will grow roots first. I'll share an update next time. Thanks for watching. Bye!